Deep within the human soul lies a powerful force, capable of both destruction and creation: anger. Each of us has undoubtedly felt its burning flame, whether ignited by a sharp word, an annoying action, or simply the course of events. And so, in the quest for wisdom and tranquility, Stoicism emerges, an ancient philosophy offering us a compass in the tumultuous sea of emotions. It teaches us that true freedom lies not in controlling the external world, but in managing our reactions to it. Stoic philosophy opens the path to a life free from the chains of anger and anxieties caused by the actions of others. Let us embark together on a journey through Stoic principles to uncover the secrets of emotional balance and inner peace, which may transform your life forever. 1. Unraveling the nature and roots of anger. Anger is a complex emotion that arises in response to perceived injustice or shattered expectations. It rears its head when we feel we have been wronged, or when reality fails to align with our notions of how things should be. However, according to Stoic teachings, the true cause of anger lies not in external circumstances, but in our interpretation of these events. This is a crucial point to understand. Take, for instance, a situation where someone aggressively cuts off your car in traffic. What enrages us is not the maneuver itself, but our belief that this driver acted improperly towards us. Stoics assert that anger originates from our excessive attachment to personal expectations and subjective judgments. As the renowned philosopher Epictetus asserted, what truly matters is not the event itself, but our reaction to it. This statement underscores that our emotional realm is under our direct control. By altering our perspective on what unfolds, we can prevent anger from taking root. The essence lies in recognizing that external factors, regardless of their perceived injustice or irritating nature, only impact our emotions to the extent we allow them to. One of the cornerstones of Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control. This principle teaches us to distinguish between what is within our power and what is beyond it. In any situation, we retain control over our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while the actions, thoughts, and beliefs of other people are beyond our power. Stoic practice mandates that we focus our efforts solely on what we can control. This implies accepting the fact that we cannot change the behavior of others, but we are masters of our own reactions to their actions. In his timeless Meditations, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and distinguished Stoic philosopher, emphasizes a fundamental truth. A person's power extends over their own mind, not over the chaotic flow of external events. A deep understanding of this principle paves the way to recognizing that anger arises from the mistaken belief in our ability to control others. True strength, however, lies in liberating oneself from this futile desire and focusing efforts on mastering one's inner world. One of the most effective tools offered by Stoicism is the art of pausing before reacting. In moments when anger is about to flare, Stoic philosophy strongly advises us to stop and take a deep breath. This simple act allows us to regain control over turbulent emotions and provides precious time to assess the situation. It creates an opportunity to consider whether the impending reaction aligns with personal values, or if it's merely an impulsive response dictated by fleeting frustration. Seneca, another eminent Stoic philosopher, reminds us of the destructive nature of anger, which once unleashed can cause far more harm than the offense that triggered it. Acting under the influence of anger often leads to bitter consequences that one later regrets. By choosing to pause, one gains the opportunity to break the vicious cycle of reactive emotions, creating space between the irritating stimulus and one's response. This allows for a calm, considered response instead of an uncontrolled emotional outburst. It is worth taking a moment to reflect. Is such a strong reaction truly necessary? How would a person who values peace and rationality above all else react? These simple questions can guide one's choice towards a more balanced and reasonable decision. 4. Cultivating empathy and deep understanding. Another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, capable of taming the flames of anger, is the cultivation of empathy. When someone's actions provoke a storm of indignation within you, take a step back and try to understand the motives behind those actions. Often, people behave in certain ways driven by personal problems, self-doubt, or gnawing fears. They frequently, albeit unintentionally, project their inner emotional conflicts onto others. Instead of perceiving their behavior as a personal affront, try to view the situation through the lens of compassion and understanding. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself, what is the true cause of my anger? This profound reflection encourages us to delve into the very essence of our negative emotions. Often, the anger we feel is not so much directed at a specific person as it is a reflection of our own inflated expectations, preconceived judgments, or painful past experiences. By asking ourselves about the root cause of our anger, we shift our focus from another person's actions to an analysis of our own thoughts and beliefs. Empathy allows us to view the situation from a more objective perspective. It helps us realize that the actions of others may be entirely unrelated to us personally, and are often merely a reflection of their internal struggles and experiences. By reframing the situation in this way, we gain the opportunity to free ourselves from the oppressive feeling of anger, replacing it with compassion and comprehensive understanding. 5. Dispelling illusions, taming anger by releasing unrealistic expectations. Often, the source of uncontrolled anger lies in our own unrealistic expectations. We tend to impose certain behaviors on others, demand adherence to personal standards, and crave the respect we believe we are owed. And when reality fails to meet these hopes, indignation boils within us. However, Stoic wisdom teaches us that the world is inherently chaotic and unpredictable, and people will not always act according to our desires or perceptions. Epictetus, a pillar of Stoic philosophy, taught that if we wish to improve, we must first accept the nature of things. In the context of human relationships, this means embracing the imperfection of human nature, acknowledging that people's actions will sometimes cause us annoyance. Instead of naively expecting perfection from everyone we meet, we must learn to adjust our expectations, accepting people as they are, with all their strengths and flaws. By shedding unrealistic expectations, we break the vicious cycle of anger and disappointment, freeing ourselves from the constant irritation caused by others' behavior. We begin to perceive their actions as an inherent part of the human experience. Such a shift in perspective can significantly reduce our emotional susceptibility to negative stimuli, granting us much desired peace and tranquility. 6. Striving for inner equilibrium as the pinnacle of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism views its primary goal not as suppressing or denying emotions, but as gaining mastery over them. By consistently applying Stoic principles, understanding the nature of anger, recognizing the limits of personal influence, taking a deliberate pause before reacting, cultivating empathy, and letting go of unrealistic hopes, one can achieve a state of profound inner peace. When external circumstances or others' actions no longer disturb one's peace of mind, true emotional freedom is attained. The individual ceases to be a prisoner of anger and becomes the master of their own mind. Epictetus wisely remarked, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is achieved by disregarding things that are not in our control." By integrating Stoic wisdom into daily life, one can learn to avoid anger and anxieties caused by the actions of others. It is important to remember that it is not the world itself that causes distress, but our personal perception of it. Through Stoic virtues, self-control, self-reflection, compassion, and acceptance, one can maintain composure despite external irritants. By practicing these principles, anger loses its power. One becomes more resilient, focused, and in control of their emotional sphere.